Hey guys, Andre here from PSD Box. Welcome to another Photoshop tutorial. This new tutorial is brought to you by my new sponsors, Squarespace, the all-in-one platform that makes it fast and easy to create your own professional website, online portfolio, or even e-commerce websites. And for a free trial and 10% off your first purchase, go to squarespace.com and use the offer code PSDBOX. Remember, 10% off on your first purchase using the code PSDBOX on squarespace.com. So this is what we are going to create in this tutorial. I'll show you how to make this effect using just 3 stock images. So let me show the original image, which was this one. I changed the background. The original background was white, so I switched it with this wooden background. So again, this is the effect that we're going to recreate. And well, it's a really easy tutorial, so I hope you like it, and let's get started. The first thing I want to do is open my stock image. These stock images are from Deposit Photos. This is a really high resolution image because there are several shots into the same image. So what I will do is just give you the one that I used, which is this one. And if you're a premium member, you can download this the full resolution image, and you can use any of the images here to make this effect. Because you can actually apply that effect on pretty much any image. From here, maybe this one would look really funny, or I don't know, maybe this one. So you can play with that. Let's get this one, because this is the one that I used for this tutorial. So I'll select it like that and go to Image, Crop. That way I crop the image and get rid of the rest of the images. I also want to use the crop tool because I want to center. You can see this part here is wider than this one here on the left. So I want to get rid of that part there, something like that. Okay, and let's leave it how it is. And now it looks a bit better. And in order to mask this, I used the quick selection tool, just a quick masking like that. And you can see that now it grabbed this part here as well on the left, and I want to exclude that, and now press and hold the Alt key and paint over this area which I don't want to be selected. Let's zoom in at 100%, pressing Control Command 1, and let's see how we can improve the selection here. Okay, let's refine the selection here. We will use the refine edge anyway, because with the quick selection tool, the edges that you get are pretty bad. So whenever you use the quick selection tool, you should use the refine edge in order to get sharp edges. So I'll click this button now here, and the refine edge. And what I will do, you can see the edges here are pretty bad. So what I will do is increase the feather just a bit, like that, and you can see it smoothens it. Maybe also increase the smoothness, not too much. Let's leave it to 5, and increase the contrast because I want sharper edges. And let's move around the image. You can do that if you press and hold the space bar and move around like that. And you can see we have this 1 pixel there around this white 1 pixel, and you can fix that if you shift the edge a bit. Okay, with the shift edge you can shrink the selection a bit. Make sure you don't lose too many details. So take a look at your image and see how it looks. I think it looks nice here. So what I will do is from the output here change this to layer mask. If you have another version of Photoshop, maybe this is a bit different here, but if you don't have these options here, just click OK and it will make a selection, and you can fill that selection with black. And if the mask comes inverted like that, press Ctrl or Command I to invert it like that. And let's open the other image. This is another image from Deposit Photos. I'll give you a smaller resolution size so you can follow up with the tutorial. But as I said, if you're a premium member, you'll be able to download the PSD file, the video, and the full resolution of these stock images. So I'll make it smaller. You can convert this into a smart object before you make it smaller, just to make sure that you can re-edit this whenever you want and don't lose the resolution of the image. So the reason why I make it smaller, smaller than the canvas here, than the height of the canvas, is because I want this shadows to be here, and I want this I can disable now the top layer, but you can see the spotlight here on this wood texture here, which is what I want, because I want to draw attention on that part there. So let's press enter. On the original image, I think I used a higher image, so the shadow was here, but after taking a look at it, it looks better if you have that shadow on the man's back there. Okay, so I'll zoom in back to 100% just to see how the edges look on this new background. And oops, what I want to do is get rid of that part there using the brush tool, a really small brush, like that. And let's go on the other ear and get rid of that small part of the background that was showing up. Okay, so we're ready. Well, one thing I want to do now is clean a bit the man's face. Let's create a new layer and let's name this heel, and use the spot healing brush tool. Yeah, the spot healing brush tool will work. So let's paint over these imperfections there on the skin. These are the settings that I have for the spot healing brush. You can use the default ones just to get rid of some of the imperfections here on the skin. This is not a retouching tutorial, so it's not necessary to make a really high-end retouching here, just to heal some of the spots on the face. Let's open our broken pot here. So this is the image that I used, and I put there on his head. So what you can do is use the lasso tool and just make a rough selection like that. Make sure you leave some edges there so you can have something to mask, and copy that. I'll press Control Command W to close that tab, that document, and I'll paste this on top of the heel layer, pressing Control Command V, and you can see it's quite big. So actually well, let's leave how it is and make it smaller. And oh well, let's convert this into a smart object before we make it smaller, and name this layer pot. And now I can make it smaller. The reason why I convert things into smart objects before I scale them down, I mentioned this in many of my tutorials, is because I want to preserve the resolution of the image. See, now it's at 34%. If I press enter, the image is now smaller, but if I press Control Command T again, you can see it's still at 34%. So the pixels are not lost. I can rescale it up without losing the quality, and that's the only reason why I do this. And what I will do is switch this horizontally. I think it will look a bit better. Now what I will do is make it just a bit bigger, because I want to mask it. And when you mask things, when you mask objects, usually it's better to mask, to create a layer mask and make the masking on the original size of the image. And I wanted to do it before I pasted it here, but anyways, I'll get the quick selection tool and select the white part. Well, actually first select the layer, not the layer mask, and paint on the white part like that. Okay, let's zoom in and see how the edges are looking. Well, it looks good, so what I will do is click the refine edge now, and I'll leave it like it is and just click layer mask and click OK, because I want to invert this first. Okay, and now it looks okay, and now I'll refine the edge again. The first thing I want to do is grab the brush tool and paint with black on this layer mask, because I want to get rid of this line. I created the selection, it was inverted, that's why it came out like that. So get rid of this line here, and now I'll click on the layer mask. I'll double click on it and click mask edge. It's the same thing as selecting refine edge, is the same tool. So what I want to do here, well, it actually looks pretty nice. I don't have to make too much adjustments here. So what I will do is shift the edge just a bit, increase the feather to about 0.7, and increase the contrast to about there, and click set this to layer mask and click OK. The edges look nice, so I like that. Now what I will do is press Ctrl Command T, and you will notice something. Once you create a layer mask, when you press Ctrl Command T, remember that it was at about 30% of the original size, and now it's back to 100%, and that's because it takes the whole image and it considers the layer mask as being 100% of the size of the layer mask. So when you resize this, the quality of the pot itself stays the same, but the quality of the mask drops a bit. So but it's not noticeable, so let's leave it there. Maybe zoom in a bit, and now it's just a matter of adjusting this to the shape of the head. So what I'll do is just rotate it a bit, maybe. Well, let's leave it how it is, and of course I want to make it just a bit smaller to about there. What I'm trying to do is align this part here with part of the head there, and I think I will leave it there. We'll see, because we need to first mask this part here. So now with this layer mask here, what I will do is use it to hide this part. So with the brush, just paint like that, and we are a bit lucky here because the pot it's black and the inside has this orange tones, so we can use the quick selection tool on these edges. Okay, like that. The selection here is okay, but if I fill this with black, what happens is that we'll have this line here, this 1 pixel line. So it doesn't look bad because that helps us, it separates the skin from where the crack there begins, or the broken part of that pot begins. But I want it just a bit smoother, so I'll try to smoothen it. So I'll go to select. Let's see if we can smoothen this, or 1 pixel, and see what we can get. It will not look too good either. Well, let's leave it like that and we will fix it. I'll go here on the top part and use the brush tool and paint with white, because I want to bring back part of that. See that? And now I will switch back to black, but I will decrease the opacity of the brush and the flow as well to about 30 or 40, because I want to blend this a bit better. Okay, and now I'll move this a bit like that. And the reason why I'm using a smooth brush, a soft brush, is because I want part of that highlight there to show, to be visible. Okay, it will look a bit more natural, like that. And now we have to hide the top part of the head. So what I will do is select the layer mask of the model layer. So this is my model layer. I will select the brush tool increase the opacity and the flow. On my previous tutorial I showed you how to change the opacity and the flow with the keyboard without doing it manually. So when you select the brush tool, if you just type 100 on the keyboard, it will change the opacity of the brush, and if you hold the shift key while you do that, it will change the flow. So we will use a hard brush and just paint over the head part like that, and it's gone. Okay, so this is what we've got so far, but we need to adjust this a bit better. So what I will do is select the pot layer again and just move it around here to make it fit a bit better. Okay. Okay, and now get rid of this corner there, like so. Okay, now it looks a bit better. Now let's fix this part here that I was talking about. I will use the existing layer mask on the pot layer. So what I will do is get the brush tool, press the D key to reset the colors, and reduce the opacity and the flow of the brush to about, let's see, 30%, and start painting with a small brush. That's too much. I think the hardness is too high. Just paint there on the edge like that. Oh, I see something here which I want to get rid of. It's this line there. I'll show you a trick. If you want to see that if all the edges are masked, what you can do is select this pot layer, double click on it, and choose stroke. And you can see parts of the image that are not properly masked. See this part here? So I'll paint over that to get rid of it, and also here, like that. And I will now delete this effect because I no longer need it. Okay, let's continue our job here on the edge. Oh, that's too strong. Let's set it to 50, the flow and the opacity of the brush, and I have the hardness to about 65%. Okay, and just paint along this edge here, and just to reduce some of that black color to make it blend a bit better. And we will see how it looks once we're done. I think it looks a bit better now. What you can do is use the burn tool on this one. I didn't do that on the original. So what you can do is create a new layer, go to Edit, Fill, and choose 50% gray. From here, click OK. Change the blend mode of this to Soft Light, and then use the burn tool to burn along the edge here, using a soft brush. And let's set the exposure to about 12. This will help separate a bit and define a bit better the edge here. Let's set the exposure to about 20. Again, you can do that from the keyboard. Like that. Maybe it's a bit too strong, the effect, so I'll reduce the opacity of the layer to 80%. Yeah, it's too strong. Let's leave it at 60. Okay, so that's the effect there. What you can do is add some drop shadow, and you can use the model layer for that. Just double click on it, choose drop shadow, set the distance to 0 for now, we will see it after we make it. Increase the size and see how that looks. It looks a bit better. And maybe increase the spread a bit. This will help. I don't know, it looks better to me like that. Also remember that you can show off your designs on a more professional way using the services that squarespace.com offers. You can create really nice portfolios, and it starts at $8 a month, and it includes a free domain name if you sign up for 1 year. And well, everything is really easy to use. Everything is just drag and drop, so you can use drag and drop to add content from your desktop and arrange everything within the page, and have 24/7 support. You can connect your Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn, Pinterest, Instagram, Google, and a lot of other services to your portfolio. And the nice thing about it is that every templates that they have there are responsive, so your designs will look nice on any mobile device. And you can also sell stuff because they have e-commerce on their on the platform. So if you want to sell like artworks or design resources or Photoshop brushes or whatever you want, you can do that right from your website. And they also have a really nice logo design tool, which allows you to create your own logo for your website. And if you can add that to your website or download the logo on high resolution, so it automatically creates several versions of your logo. So it makes a black and white, a black over white, and a white over black background, so you can use it on different backgrounds, which is really cool. Remember that you can get a 10% off on your first purchase, and you'll show your support for PSD Box. And we also thank Squarespace for their support. So all that's left for you to do is make some cool designs and show them off, and head over to squarespace.com and make a really cool portfolio. So this is the effect that I wanted to show you. It's really easy if you use the right stock images. I think it's pretty funny and pretty easy to make. So again, thanks for watching, and see you in my next tutorial.